Hello everyone, welcome back to Tina Teach JavaScript 101. Today's lesson is about comments. First off, let's move to the next slide. I want to explain the purpose of the comments before we move on to other topics like the different syntax and different types of comments. Comments helps provide explanation for blocks of codes. Sometimes it's hard to understand a code straight up, so you can just read one or two lines of comments that would tell you what this code does, and it's easy peasy like that. Because usually when it comes to programming, you do it with a team. And this person code this, that person code that. It's hard to keep track of everything, so that's where comments come in. And comments can also be used as a testing alternative by preventing execution. I will mention later that anything within a comment will be ignored by JavaScript or any programming language for that matter. Same with HTML, same with CSS, same with Python, same with C, whatever. Because of that, you can easily just put a block of code between two comment syntax and work on another one down below as a form of testing. Moving on to the first type of comment, a single line. So any lines between these two, after these two will be ignored. For example, I put two dashes here, and then I have my comment, and it is only valid to the end of the line, okay? Once you move down here, once you have a new line, the comments stop being in effect. Let's move on to multi-line. Multi-line is quite similar to single line in terms of syntax, but you have this little asterisk, this little star. And these two mark the beginning and end of a comment, so you don't have to worry about end of line. And this will allow for new line. As you can see here, this will make it easier for you to insert multiple sentences without starting each new line with a single line comment. So instead of doing 1, 2, do the comment, another 1, 2, do the comment, you can just do this very easy. And JavaScript will not touch this at all. It will only look at the code down here. And the code down here is declaring variables and assigning a value to them. Boolean value of true to y. Let's move back here. If you remember the first lesson, document get element by ID, inner HTML, hello world. This is printing a content into an HTML element with the ID. And this is declaring another variable and assigning it the integer 8. Now, moving on to preventing execution. So I have a bunch of code over here. We use the single line comment first, and two dashes all the way to the end of line. I don't have enough space here, so let's just consider this one the end of line. JavaScript will not touch this whatsoever. It will not be executed. However, this one in the new line will be. Unlike the multi-line, for multi-line, you can do new line, you can hop here, hop there, and as long as you open and close properly, anything between these two will not be touched. We're gonna go ahead and have document.getElementById, and then we're gonna print into print1 inner HTML. I'm gonna go ahead and have today is a nice day with a smiley face, and then down here in the comments I'm going to write the exact same thing, document.getElementById, copy and paste, but I'm going to change the phrase a little bit. So obviously the first part is going to be executed, while the part that's after the single line comment syntax is not going to be, because remember, JavaScript ignores comment. Now we have a variable, we declare it automatically, x equals to high, and then y we declare it using the let keyword. As for a constant, the constant z, it is a comment, so it's not gonna, it's not gonna be affected. And for the multi-line comment, this is how you can implement it in your code. There's no need to bother, with a new line or spacing. There are no such requirements. You can just write however you want. And it's very useful to make your code friendlier, right? And obviously, you can also put JavaScript expressions within these multi-line comments, as I've done here with document.getElementById. And I go to a new line, inner HTML. This is the second print. That's it for today's lesson. Thank you for joining me and watching into the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and stay tuned for JavaScript variables. Have a wonderful day.